Hello there folks, SeKo Starcraft here with game number 3 of the Gonzy Community Cup Finals. Derry versus Chess. Series is tied 1-1. Check out those other games if you haven't in the annotations down below. I'll go through those a little bit as this game's just getting started. And the most notable thing I think about these games is that when Derry played straight up, he did very well. I think he played a very straightforward game and he won very well. He said right here, he's saying he's sorry he didn't GG in the last game. Once again, I talked with him after game number 2, and he was just a little frustrated with his play. And in this game, I'm interested to see if there is going to be any type of standard play out of Derry, or if he's going to go for something kind of cheesy again if he's a bit on tilt. So we'll see what kind of comes out of this point here. Terran player, second game, he did go for something a little bit cheesy with the proxy factory in order to drop in the Widow Mines. That for me is more of a rush than a cheese, because back at home he was very well defended. He was ready to move into the next stages of the game. Whereas the proxy Oracle got completely scouted and shut down from Derry, and then he just essentially left at that point because he was going to take way too much damage. I'm going to have just a standard gateway down on this side here. Nothing too crazy just yet. Gas after barracks this time. So we'll see if there is likely still going to be a Reaper pop out of here, just not quite as quickly as we saw in game number 1. And then I don't play a lot of very super high level tournaments or anything. Like, not to say this was super high level, but it was fun, and you know, these guys were very good, very competitive players. But after you play a straightforward game and you win, and you kind of play something a little funky and it just gets horribly shut down, you just wonder how that affects you. Like a poker player kind of going on tilt. You just wonder how you cope with that. And a lot of times I would encourage people to just kind of go back to what you know. Go back to very standard games. Now if Derry played a couple of straightforward standard games and got rolled, then you start getting frustrated and try something different. But if you win playing something normal, and then you lose and you try something weird, go back to what you're good at, and use that as a way to get yourself back into the round here, and take this very important game number 3. Chess. First game he played quite standard with some pressure. Second game was, like I said, a little bit of a cheeky play, but I don't think the pressure is really on him at this point. I think he's very comfortable and confident picking out his builds going into this. We'll see what is coming out of our Protoss player. Pylon's a little bit over to one side. We'll see if there's a Twilight Council going to get hurried down over here, if he's got the resources in place. Maybe just going to get that there Nexus first. Yeah, Twilight is 150-100. Very cheap for Twilight, and so cheap for a Dark Shrine as well. Now the Nexus is down, and he's getting the Nexus once again before the Mothership Core. So we'll see how many kills his Reaper could get here. He's getting 1. He's not attacking this either. That's already really bad here for Derry, losing 2 probes. Mothership Core is on the way, but this is going back to if we see that maybe Derry's a little bit on tilt here, because you can, when you lose a couple of things like that when you really aren't supposed to, that can be a bit of a piss off. Zealot is going to come in on this side here. I'm just going to keep the Reaper highlighted, see if he gets any more kills at the top. I want to see if the Zealot can stop this command center from finishing. I hate when you're trying to attack an SCV and then it just kind of runs to some other place. Does get down that SCV there. Now Zealot can obviously do quite well against a couple of Marines, doing his best to kind of kite. Well, Zealot does a little bit of damage here. The Reaper on the other side hasn't gotten another kill just yet. Back up to full health. Nexus is about to finish. So timing wise, that Zealot got them just about evened up there on their next building. We see Widow Mines and the Starport coming, so I'm thinking it's going to be a Widow Mine drop. On this side, we have the Twilight Council started. So we see the Protoss player is not going to have any detection for a while here. The first game we saw him go into a Robo shortly after the Twilight Council. Gets another kill on that Reaper. Quite surprising. Maybe he's even going to get one more here if he's lucky. No, it looks like he is going to just back out. Try and keep that thing alive as long as possible. He did scout the Twilight Council while he was up here. Widow Mine's very good against Blink strategies. It is going to be Blink as well. So we are going to see the infamous 2-base Blink play. But right now, Derry's very focused on getting his economy up. He's only got 1 gate in position. The first medevac's almost finished. Same with the next Widow Mine. This is kind of weird. Like, the Protoss player, even though it's a head-sliding economy, seems like he's so far behind in just overall units. There's nothing out right now. But then a Stalker, a Mothership Core, and a second on the way. 2 mines, and a bunch of Marines. Might just be able to shut this whole thing down. Throwing down a bunker at the front. Likely thinks that it is going to be some sort of a blink play. Now we see the bunch of gateways happening. Those units are not going to be coming out of there in time to really stop this. We have the warp gate just about to finish up. 2 Stalkers in place. Where's his Mothership Core? It's not in position, but it's not too far away. That spell casts him halfway across the map, it seems, sometimes. Wow, 4 more kills, and then Derry GG's again. Pretty disappointing game number 3 there from Derry. Once again, trying to go for a funky strategy instead of something straight up, and which probably would have worked better for him. But once again, he had no detection in place for these Widow Mines. He was going to be a long ways off being aggressive. The Terran player was already up to 3 racks. And all these bases. It just seems like Derry's miles behind at this point. So we're going into game number 4. SeKo Starcraft. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you in just a minute.